It's time for another Saturday night horror review.
Oh.
The Order 2003. This is an occult Catholic versus a world of angels and demons. This type of genre thriller, kind of like in the vein of The Ninth Gate with Johnny Depp. And
Has the same sort of feel as The Ninth Gate with Johnny Depp. But go on.
So, this is from the writer of A Knight's Tale, LA Confidential, Nightmare on Elm Street 4. He's a great writer. He has a lot of credits to his name, including Mystic River, too. And so he wrote and directed A Knight's Tale, and that starred Heath Ledger and Shannon Sossamon, which is the duo that partake in this one.
They had good chemistry in The Knight's Tale, so it was like, come on board for this movie, The Order.
Yay, let's do it again.
You could be the girl, and this one you're not a princess.
Anyway, I really love this thriller. I first saw it in 2006, and I hated it because I was spiritually ignorant. Now I've been more exposed to esoteric knowledge.
But he's still spiritually ignorant.
Oh, aren't we all? We're all just mortal souls. Anyway, 20th Century Fox distributed this, and they spent $35 million on this movie, and there's great location and set pieces. They filmed, I don't know where they filmed, but I think they actually went in Rome, because it's set in Rome, in the heart of Catholic church land. And Heath Ledger plays a young priest. His mentor priest, who's in Rome, dies. His name's Dominic, and then Heath Ledger's name is Alex in this. And so he heads there. First off, Alex is a young priest. He's stuck doing choir duty at a diocese somewhere far away from Rome. And he's like, I must go. I must go to my... This guy was like a father to him because his parents died at an early age. So he goes to investigate it.
There's a lot of the orders around, and there's only 2 people left in this order after Dominic, the mentor, dies. So I think that's why the Sin approached him, because he's like, hey, you're the last one.
Right, it's a schism in the secular Catholic Church that's a made-up one, but it's slowly fading into oblivion.
Like a witchcraft.
They're kind of like demon hunters, is what they specialize in.
Not really, but
that's what it says on Wikipedia. That's what they don't really say it in the movie,
that's what someone wrote on Wikipedia.
So it sets off this investigation in Rome, and he ends up visiting this occult bookshop, and he learned...
Find out what his mentor was getting himself into before he died.
And what he learns is that his soul was captured.
Evil.
Right, he was into all kinds of arcane knowledge.
Spells,
gnomic, ancient magic.
A whole bunch of evil.
And so...
divination.
And the demon that took him is the Sin Eater. And the Sin Eater devours your sins before you die on your deathbed so that you get into heaven. He's kind of like the key to heaven.
Or hell.
Is the metaphor they kind of make. Peter Weller plays a priest named Driscoll in this. He's a great actor. He's the guy who played RoboCop in the original trilogy. And he's a priest who's like the favorite, he's like the preferini for like the next pope, to take over as the next pope. And he delivers Heath Ledger this dagger to kill the Sin Eater when he encounters him. And
really, it's a trick, because really, it was lost 400 years ago. Spoiler.
Anyway,
and it's what turns you into the Sin.
Where does the girl Shannon Sossamon come in? She is
nowhere. She comes in at the end and the beginning.
No, she's just around, but
she's just around.
It's kind of like a fabricated romance, and really, she's escaped from
just to add extra 10 minutes to the film.
She's a escaped mental patient, kind of his love interest, but since he has the sacred vows of a priest to refrain from
fornication
and whatnot, and copulation. And so he has this dilemma of, I don't want to be a priest because I'm young and I'm a stud and I want to...
You got seduced by the Sin Eater, just say it. You want the power.
Right.
It's sad.
So he betrays his Catholic vows and he has sex. And he's getting swindled by the Sin Eater. The Sin Eater is an actual manifest in human form. This guy is really slick talking, really shrewd.
He's just mean looking, intimidating.
He has a bunch of good lines. And the set pieces, I have to laud the set pieces. There's a lot of great ornate stone figures and stone edifices and majestic set pieces. You can tell they spent a lot of money on this, and there's a lot of scenes that they go to. It's not like they stick to a few. He hops all around Rome, and that's what I really like about it. You get the real old
part
feel.
is when he goes in the ground to meet the hidden cult to ask him a question. And it's like the dude that looks like the guy from the Kraken, Clash of the Titan.
Right.
It's like the dude that throws the coin to get the
They
Pope.
meet this pagan underground leader that they call the Black Pope.
But really, it's like an allegory for the actual Black Pope, but this one's underground.
Awesome scene. So he has his own underground cult in this club, and they go to him to ask,
and it's like a
seeking knowledge.
Walking around in her dress.
It's like Demi Moore and G.I. Jane as like his confidant.
But it's not. But it is.
I don't really. The soundtrack wasn't really that memorable to me. I can't really give much of a notion on it.
I don't remember a theme, a main one, or anything.
But there was great characters, an assortment of priests.
Great characters, except for the love choice triangle, because we've already seen it in a different movie.
If I had to point out the flaws, it would be like the CGI was kind of abysmal. And they did a lot of CGI demons.
Their projection, or their version of what a demon looked like a damn jellyfish, so it looked retarded.
Yeah, there was a lot of weird CGI that ended up being
retarded.
Terrible. And these two ghostly kid hellions were like posing as demons and kind of lurked around. It's just
No.
It was just a total horror trope.
The demons were posing as hellions, not the hellions posing as demons.
Demons were posing as hellions, true that. There were spans of boredom.
Like when she's painting. Fast forward that part, guys.
Like the whole female character. Oh yeah, we end up learning, so now let's get into real spoilers at the end. So if you haven't seen it, go and check it out. I give it a B+, because I like these type of Catholic horror, sinister thrillers. Anyway.
give it a B.
So, we learn that the trio, the priest that died in the beginning, Peter Weller, and the Sin Eater, all schemed in a sick strategy, nefarious strategy to groom Heath Ledger to take over for the Sin Eater. What Dominic got, the original priest, what he got was wealth to study arcane knowledge. What Peter Weller got is a promise to be Pope. And they end up killing his parents so that he would be the mentor and groomed in this secular Catholic division to take over as the Sin Eater. And they put the girl, manipulated her, and put her into his life so that he could
perform his first ritual on her?
So he could do the misdeed of having sex and feel like guilty about it. And he's like, okay, I will be the Sin Eater. So he gets really tempted and manipulated by the Sin Eater to take over from him, and he really considers doing it. But then he refrains from it. And then it's a really good story, and to lead up into the ending, I don't even really want to talk specifics, because then I'd go on for much longer.
Specific. He puts his hands up and he walks to the camera like.
Oh, I always remember that ending.
I am the Sin Eater.
I am the Sin Eater, and he's like holding his hands out. He just looks like Bono in a YouTube video fading out. Anyway, this is JBM and Elman for Mr. Creepshow 9. This movie came out in September 2003. And usually horror movies that are released right there, they usually like to release horror movies around that time of year. And it's always when people are going back to school, and they usually always bomb. And this one bombed. $11 million. It's pretty much forgotten. It's 2015 now, and I looked, and there isn't even a single review of this movie on YouTube.
Nope.
And it's sad. I mean, once this gets I think one day this will get a Blu-ray release, probably next decade, and it'll be remembered again and revered eventually as a cult classic, possibly. Especially with the talents of Heath Ledger, who was only 23 when they filmed this, and it was a really mature role. You could see why he got elected to play the Joker, because he took on roles like this. And yes, highly recommend it if you like these type of horror films. I'm out. Thanks for watching. You can hate me now.